The Fifth Amendment gives you 5 powerful rights in just one sentence. The first right is the grand jury requirement. Before the government can prosecute you for a serious federal crime, they have to convince a group of regular people, a grand jury, that there is probable cause that you committed the crime. This protection applies to all capital and infamous crimes. Capital crimes are those crimes which the penalty can be death, while infamous crimes are another word for felonies, which the punishment is more than 1 year in prison. A grand jury isn't a trial, it's more like a screening process. The grand jury hears evidence and they make the decision whether a case moves forward with prosecution. If they determine that there's not enough evidence, the case basically dies right there. This protection helps prevent prosecutors from filing charges just to harass people or for political reasons. You should be aware that this protection only applies in federal cases. Each state is free to follow a different process if they choose, so you should be aware of how your state handles this issue. The second right is to be free from double jeopardy. This isn't a game show. It's a constitutional right that prevents the government from trying you over and over and over again for the same crime until they get the result that they want. This means that once you're acquitted or found not guilty, the government can't say that they want a do-over. But this is where it gets interesting because this protection only applies to the same jurisdiction. So if you're found not guilty in the state court, the federal government still can potentially charge you for the same act as long as it violates federal law. This is known as separate sovereigns. It's rare, but it does happen.
Is it true you were a crack cocaine dealer for 7 years?
I plead the fifth.
You've heard this phrase countless times in movies and in TV shows, but here's what Hollywood won't tell you. The Fifth Amendment isn't just for criminals trying to hide something. It's actually one of the most powerful rights that you have, yet most people don't realize how powerful it actually is. The Fifth Amendment means that you don't have to talk to law enforcement unless you want to, and it also means that the government can't force you to testify against yourself. Prosecutors and law enforcement also can't point out the fact that you didn't talk or take the stand as a way to make you look guilty. Don't make the government's job easier. Plead the Fifth and talk to a qualified lawyer about your case. Fourth right is due process. Due process means that the government can't take your life, liberty, or property without following proper legal procedures. This means that all aspects of the legal process must be fair and impartial. The final Fifth Amendment protection is known as the Takings Clause. This clause limits the government's ability to take your property unless 2 requirements are met. The first requirement is that the taking must be for public use. Think about roads, schools, and parks. The second requirement is just compensation. So if the state wants to build a highway through your backyard, they can't just bulldoze your house and say tough luck. This type of taking is known as eminent domain.